legal requirement for plates, registrations, titles, and it's a title of usury, driver's license, or any of these other things. It's a bill of attainder, meaning that you are convicted of a crime without trial. Been to traffic court lately? Signed a traffic ticket? You need to understand what you're agreeing to. If of your own volition you get a driver's license, you might be stuck with things that became a part of the driving laws that you were totally unaware of, and they will stick that to you. So you need to, as I stipulated before, understand your rights and be prepared to exercise those rights. Okay?
Yes. It has been said that we cannot release free energy technology because of how disruptive it would be to many industries, but that will always be the case no matter how long we wait. There is no way to gradually introduce that free energy is real. Once it's known to be real, the whole thing is out of the bag. So can we do it now?
I'm getting prepared to do so after I get done fixing some things around my house. If that'll answer your question, I've talked about, and it's not free energy because there ain't no free lunch. It costs you something, whether you like it or not, and the responsibilities that go with it in terms of its correct use aren't real terribly involved. Simply, you don't throw lightning bolts at your neighbors just because you got a generator that'll put up with it. There's certain things that you got to maintain certain social etiquette about. Other than that, I'm going to screw with your mind a little bit. Tesla, and you can look this up, and his no-fuel car. His nephew drove it for 2.5 years. Threw the gas tank away, took the engine, gas tank and engine sitting beside the garage. Okay? Now, there are a variety of things in terms of energies that can be tapped into and converted directly to electricity. If you have no moving parts, it gets even better. This is where you get into vortex drive systems. Fun, huh? This is part of plasma systems, something the Air Force and certain portions of other military or governmental research facilities are very familiar with. Don't expect things to continue to act like you're trying to fly and when all you're doing is wearing out your blue jeans and bumping your butt on the sidewalk. That's not going to continue, okay?
Yes, the reason it hasn't been released yet is because the cabal will not allow it. Everyone that gets anywhere near gets bumped off.
Well, there's a simple way to get around that. Each and every last one of the people that have been bumped off, disappeared, or whatever you want to call it, advertised or had some press involved. If you have no press, if you have no connections to mainstreaming something, then when you introduce these things to individuals and say, don't tell them. That's the only condition. I'll provide this. You can't tell anybody. Ooh. That's like the mystery of a woman's purse. I stay out of that on just to keep my better health in order. But it's something that you just don't normally fool with. It's not difficult to understand. When you play or participate in their game, you're subject to their rules. And believe me, they make them up as they go. Next.
A couple of shows ago, it was mentioned that Neil Keenan will need an 8-figure amount to pay off someone so he can open the collateral account. status on this?
Don't know. I haven't asked him. I'm leaving Neil to his own devices. He should be okay if what he's been talking about is correct. That's subject to a lot of speculation, and I'll just leave it at that. Okay?
Where are we next? There are several initiatives now in Sweden, Finland, and Ontario, Canada, to set up pilot projects for guaranteed annual income. Are these part of the new humanity-focused monetary system, and should they be welcomed and encouraged amongst politicians? Some say they are only helicopter drops of money to bring on hyperinflation and government bankruptcy, but I think they're a good thing and would like to hear your opinion on them.
Well, I'm gonna do a nasty to the whole thing. I'm known to do that, so here you go. Look at the source. Where's it coming from? Who's providing it? The question of why becomes obvious when you know those two answers. And generally it's the government or some squirrel. Prosperity packages are on their way. The friggin' prosperity packages have been on their way for 15 years, and I ain't seen one yet. And the people that say they got one, I went and talked to one of them. I went out of my way. I was happened to be traveling at the time, but I went out of my way. Stopped and talked to that person. He says, no, never did see the zip. I said, really? Yeah, I got a box of paperwork to fill out, and that was it. So it's like the RV. Everybody thinks that the currencies are going to be revalued, and that's not that's not near what is going on. You're going to have selected groups of countries, and the countries will be relatively compatible, okay? And they will decide on net worths, baskets, things that will cause currencies to change in terms of their value. But you have to understand that this effort is not something that is strictly aligned to any form of revaluation. This is an effort to bring the world together, okay?
Yes. There's a question. When will Judge Anna von Reitz come on the show? I would like her opinion about how we as a group can help restore our country.
That's a good question. I'll leave that one up to Tommy. Tommy?
I have asked. I left the message when it was the original contact was made and agreed, and she didn't get back to me. But then, since then, issues have ensued between NET and National Liberty Alliance, and perhaps she feels that because we have supported National Liberty Alliance, you might not want to come on our show. I don't know. I'll try and contact her again and see whether she's still interested. But, this is the second time she's agreed to come on, and hopefully one day she will come on and we can have an interesting show. Where are we? News this week, Drake, that Canada has sold the last of their gold. What is the future of the Canada with no gold? And will Canada still be supported by the Queen?
Now that is a pregnant question. If the Queen don't get her gold, what happens, I wonder? What's she going to do about it? What happens if your allowance gets cut off? How do you value a currency? Well, the Federal Reserve note is a credit instrument. I will suggest that Canada's currency is going to become very similar to the Federal Reserve note. Basically, rather expensive wallpaper. Next.
What are we for time? Let's see if we can address this. This is more of a comment but a question at the end. Recently, all that I see being posted by members of our group are fear porn, feelings of hate, anger, despair, and helplessness. How are we ever going to accomplish anything when this is all everyone does? We need to get away from all negativity. We're just adding to what the cabal wants. My gut feeling is that maybe some of the new members may be cabal members adding fuel to the fire. That is correct. There seems to be much more lately, and we need to come together as a group and establish some humanitarian efforts. Then we can use the foundation funds to accomplish what we need. This group needs direction. Can you, Thomas and Drake, please guide us in the correct way?
Yeah, that's real simple. Come together over me. Okay, people don't come together easily. Consequently, I'm going to make this simple suggestion. Come together for a cause, for a reason, a purpose. If you could put $1 in, and this is to everybody, if you could put $1 in and it prevented somebody from being evicted on foreclosure, how much value does that dollar have? How much have you contributed? You have contributed a great deal. And I know a lot of people can't afford anything hardly. I know I'm not exactly rich or anything, so I understand this. The interesting aspect, the idea of sociology, the drive of humanitarianism, where you are human and humankind and follow through difficult passage with grace, smooth maneuver through difficult passage, then that difficult passage, it only cost you $1, and it accomplished all of that. So these are the kinds of things that a person has to consider. If you can afford $1, send it. If you can afford $5 million, send it. It will be put to good use. Tommy and I are sort of working together on this thing. And if one is screwing up, the other one corrects them. And it works real well. It's a nice partnership. I love it. So if you have any doubts about Tommy, ask me. I'll guarantee what he says is correct. I'll guarantee that he's a righteous individual. I'll guarantee you that he's so honest that it hurts sometimes. But it's there, it's real, and it's happening. You want to get in on it? Send what you can, if you can. If not, maybe you know somebody who does have $5 they won't miss, or whatever. Bingo. Next.
Yes. One idea that I came up with is, as I've just done it myself in many ways, we going forward, and Drake will back me up on this. Life will eventually become a lot simpler than it is currently, where we hold on to things and we just store it in the closets, or we store it in the garage. Why don't, as a suggestion, you clear out that closet of the old stuff that you collected and you have no idea why, and go and do a car boot sale, or a garage sale as they call it here. That's me English. A garage sale, and keep the bulk of it yourself, and if you make some good money on it, send some to the foundation. Clear the clutter out. You know, we've all our lives have been clutter. You know, it's not just material things, it's the way our lives operate at the moment. And what we're hoping to do is, going forward, is to make everyone's life a lot simpler in abundance of their basic needs. So that might be an idea for some of the members, or the members' friends or family. Go and do a car boot sale, and if you make some money, send some of it or all of it. It's your choice. And we can get, like I said on the previous show, $1 from every American is 300 million per month. Imagine what we can do with that. Just $1 from every American. So hopefully we can get this moving forward. And let me just see. To the person who asked if there's a current foundation in the US willing to partner to move the process forward, would there be any interest? Yes, there will be once things are up and running. We intend to work with all people. That's the idea of it. It's for the people and by the people. Right, we're going to go into a musical break now.